everybody, and welcome back. It's great to have you here on another episode of this series that I'm doing. I'm sort of aligning myself more with the title of Get Inspired, Stay Inspired. So that's what I'm kind of going with, and I just thought that was a great way to make sure that you guys stay inspired, and I'm hopefully getting you inspired to stay inspired. Part of this series was to inspire others and to motivate others, but I'm doing it in a different way, in the sense that I'm kind of sharing my channeled writings and works, and I'm also sharing the wisdom and information that has come through to me on that. So regardless of where you are, you're definitely going to learn something. If you have not subscribed yet and you're new, please definitely make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you got those bell notifications on, so that when I bring out a new episode, that you'll kind of be alerted to it and you can watch it. And don't forget that you can go back and watch all the previous ones if you haven't watched them already, or even if you've watched them and you need a few reminders, go back, watch them again. It's something that you will learn or get something new from, no matter what. Each time you watch it or you go back and listen to it, you'll definitely hear something that you may not have heard the first time. And I find that happens. Even some of the passages that I'm reading out, and I've reflected on them and I've read them before, but sometimes when I'm talking about them with you, all of a sudden new deeper insights come kind of through to me as we're chatting, I find deeper meanings and sort of wisdom that I didn't kind of mention before, or when I'd read it I hadn't looked at it in that way. And that's what I love about this work, that it just pulls out different things from you when you read it in a way that you think, I want to delve deeper. I want to kind of get insight. For those of you who don't know, I'll just say it again. These words are not written for you, but for the soul within you. So these are words that come from a soulful place, and they are being gifted for you to read them or to take them in on a soulful level. They're targeted at your soul, not your mind. Believe it or not. You might be thinking, what's she talking about? Surely you read and you use your mind to read. Yes, we do. But, where are the words going to resonate deeper? That's what I've been told as part of these writings, that the words are going to resonate deeper on a soulful level rather than, a physical mind-based level. And once they resonate on a soulful level within you, then your mind can assimilate it and can help make it manifest. So that's one of the things that I teach. You remember I read a passage, I don't know, it was about 2-3 episodes, prior to this one, where, I talked about the words working within you outwardly, not outward to that which is within. I know it was a bit difficult to get that one, because it was, kind of a sort of an inside out kind of saying, but that was taken from one of my channeled works. So I understood that these words are supposed to be internalized first, and then give you the sort of the strength to manifest them outwardly. And that's the key to my teachings. It's always the teaching, so to speak, say that things must take place on an inner soulful level, and then you begin to reflect it outwardly. It begins to change what is going on around you outwardly, because of the strength of what you're feeling from within. Now, generally, most things don't do it in that way round. They say, convince your mind. And there's nothing wrong with that, because the mind is a very, very, very powerful tool. But in my teachings, one of the things that what I came across or came to understand is that the soul, okay, is the key to change. And once the soul is working on that path, it is anyway, but once you tap into it to know that it's working on that path with you, you can then share that with the mind. Not the other way round. I take it in through my mind, and that changes how I feel within my soul. For some reason, in my teachings, what came through in the Soul Whisperer was the fact that this knowledge and information, I know you're reading it, but it's saying this is soulful information to be taken in inwardly first, to that which is within, not that which is without. So saying, get this from within, and then share it with the mind, share it outwardly. And once the soul gets what you are trying to communicate to it, and you start to get what you are being communicated, or how you're being communicated from your soul to you, once you get that sort of relationship going, you know, that communication between the two going, okay, then you will be affecting how the mind views things, not the other way around, okay? You'll be affecting how the mind views things. And once the mind views things from that soulful place, you're then manifesting it outwardly in your physical life, in your physical world, okay? So it's the other way round. I don't know why, but that's what I was gifted to share. So I'm sharing it, you know. I questioned it. What are they talking about? The mind is the most powerful thing that we have in our lives to turn things around and change things. Yes, it is. It's no, you know, these words are not taking away from that belief system. They're actually supporting that belief system. But the new thought that came through my writings is it's not the mind that dictates the outcome of the origin of the information. It's the soul that dictates it, shares it with the mind, and then the mind starts to work in relationship to the soul on a stronger and deeper level. You know what I mean? And then once that connection is also built, not just the connection the soul has with you, but the connection it then builds with the mind, makes it even all the more powerful. So you are using your mind in a powerful way, but the mind is not the thing that dictates what's happening. The soul dictates what's happening, and the mind accepts it and then makes it happen in physical form. Wow, how did I start off like that? I don't know. Normally I don't start off going into a kind of some teaching, but for some reason today, that just kind of popped out my mouth. I just thought it would be great to share, because going along from the episode I did previously, I kind of talked a little bit about tools and things, and, you know, I'll delve into that deeper. But one of the things that, I don't know, just popped out my mouth as we were started this episode, I thought, it's coming. It's like I'm being pushed to talk about this. So I thought, yeah, let me talk about it. You know, as I said, a lot of this is in my work, but over and above that, it's a kind of new thought in terms of what I've been learning as part of my writing process and writing in this way. And it's new thought in terms of, just seeing things from a different perspective. And you may say, oh, I question what she's saying here because we've always been taught. Remember, what I'm saying does not go against the concept of the power of the physical mind or the power of the mind, and the fact that, if you do affirm words to your mind, you're going to change your circumstances. Absolutely. This is not going against that. It's only saying to you that if you see the mind as the forerunner and the leader in your life, you're going to be surprised. And why? Because, as I've mentioned before, the mind is always being influenced by the external. Do you remember I said that a couple of episodes back? The mind is always being influenced by the external. We can't help it. Something happens to you, you feel down, you feel grotty, bam, your day's messed up. But what I'm trying to teach you is that if you can understand that connection you have with your soul, and you understand the soul's power in your life, and you got a good connection going on with your soul. I'll talk about it in more depth to really use the terminology that came through to me to talk about it. But if you have that connection going, and then your soul, through you, is able to get that connection going with your mind on the internal, on the inner part of you, tapping into that inner strength, that inner soulful place. Once you get that inner strength and communication going with your mind, the mind is even more powerful. Let alone, oh, I told my mind this, I told my mind that, so it's going to happen. You think about your soul telling your mind something. Think about your soul speaking to you and you speaking that to your mind. Think about the power behind that for a second. It outweighs just the physical information and thought that you fed to your mind. This is your soul speaking through you, because you got good communication. Some people say, in my terminology, I say your inner you, but some people say your higher self. You got that good communication going together, yeah? And then imagine your higher self or your inner you speaking those words to your mind, on the inside, speaking those words to your mind, and your mind getting it, and your mind being open to it, not being resistant, but open. Then your mind starts to kick into a new, very, very powerful gear. And that is what I'm trying to share with you on some of these little teachings and little nuggets of information. So I don't know what's up with me today. Normally I say, hey, how you doing? How's your day? Da, 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 da. How is there? Hope you were well. Da, 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 da. But all of a sudden I went into this deep rant. Hopefully it wasn't a rant, but a deep kind of, I don't know, a deep sort of connection that I thought, wow, it's kind of pushing me. Let me share it. Let me share it now. That's it. That's me. I'm because I said I always come from a soulful place. So sometimes I'm not even writing it, but I may be saying it because I'm sort of tapping into something I know and some knowledge or wisdom that, I just think, push it out there, get it out there, share it. Let them know, let them see things from this viewpoint, because it may resonate with you. You may be saying, oh yeah, like I've read affirmations before, but it didn't do anything for me. Or I read affirmations and you know, as I was reading it, and I was saying, I was trying to convince my mind of believing what I was saying, but you know, after a while I couldn't do it, and then, you know, it dwindled away, and you know, I carried on with my life. You know, affirmations are something you need to reaffirm, and I would say, you know, almost 99.9% of that affirmation or affirming is to the mind. You know, and obviously you may say, I kind of said it to myself as well. But what I'm saying to you is, you know, if you can understand, I mean, I've been sort of told through my writings that these writings that I do are for the soul. So as I kind of started to understand the process or the flow of information, I began to understand that if you read or you resonate with wording on a soulful level, yeah, and then you share that wording with your mind, so it goes from, you know, the soul through you to the mind, it's powerful. It's more powerful. And that's why you may find that some of the stuff I'm sharing with you may have a more powerful effect because of the sort of the pathway, or, you know, the flow of information. You've redirected the flow, you know, than what you would normally do. And that flow, that's why I often say, if you can redirect that flow in this way, then things are going to be even more powerful, because the mind's taking instruction from the soul. And that is empowering. Why? Because the soul knows so much more about you on a universal level than the mind. So here I go. I'm so sorry. Like I told you, I was going to rein it back, drop little things as we go along, but I'm sorry. I just had to share this with you today. You may be thinking, wow, I want to hear more of this, and I will be delving into it more. I've been sort of, you know, watching what people are saying in their comments, and, you know, taking on board. Some people say, yeah, we want more of the teaching and the soulful things. Some people will be saying, listen, I want to just stick to what you're going to share with us, you know, and I'll do a variation just to make everyone happy, I guess. As I said, you can't please all the people all the time, but I'll try my best to make everyone happy. And, you know, if you feel today, wow, that was a bombshell, but I liked it, great. If you feel, wow, that was a bombshell, that's a little bit over my head, no problem. I'm not going to be doing it all the time. I'm just going to be, you know, sharing reflections and insights on stuff I've written and getting you to delve deeper. But that information is in, you know, my Soul Whisperer book, and definitely, as I mentioned in the other episode, it's hard to kind of communicate this stuff. So I will be doing diagrams, but, you know, hopefully when I talk about it, it's automatically beginning to make sense to you without even a diagram. But when you read it, you may not get that. So yeah, I'm loving this. I'm loving this video and podcast audio stuff, because I feel these words will start to resonate and will start to have stronger meaning and purpose in your life, because you're finding a way to understand this work. You're finding a way, or I'm sharing a way, of how you can understand this work and how you can start applying it in your life in your own way. Not in my way, but in your own way. You know, because I'm sharing it, but how you wish to interpret it in terms of your life, in terms of your lifestyle, that's going to be unique to you. That's why you got your own soul. You don't have my soul, you got your own. And that's why I want you to learn how to do this, so you can apply it on a soulful level for yourself. You know, you are in a different situation or circumstance to me. So how you interpret this is going to be different to me, and how it's going to work. All my job is to kind of teach you to tap into new areas of understanding, that you begin to say, hey, I get it. you know, and I can now read some of these readings, so I can now read some of these passages, affirmations, quote, whatever, and get some deeper meaning out of it, because I'm reading it to my soul, and my soul is beginning to assimilate it before my mind. I know this is not the norm, but I'm teaching it because that's what I've been gifted to share. So we're learning something new every day. You're learning from me, and I'm learning from you, but this is what I want, to kind of open the box or the lid on what I've been learning all this time and get it out there so that you can benefit from it. Do you know what I mean? So that you can make it powerful to work in your favor, so that you can change situations and circumstances that are, you know, holding you back or keeping you stuck in a particular place. So I hope you enjoyed that one. You know, I mean, you know, this was just me kind of delving into some of my teachings. I hope you don't mind. I love it. I'm just doing my best. If you didn't like it, bear with me. I'll keep it, you know, varied. So there's always going to be something for someone. But I just enjoyed kind of sharing those little bits of nuggets of information because, yeah, we're not taught this. How did I know it? Through my writings. That's why I'm teaching it, because it came from my writings. No one else is going to teach it for me, because they don't know it. It came from my writings. So if I'm the only one that knows it, I've got to share it in the best way that I can. If how I've shared it is a little bit complex, some people may have felt that with the Soul Whisperer, that, you know, they couldn't fully get it, then yeah, I'm at least teaching it now so that you get it. And maybe you'll say, oh yeah, I read that, but I couldn't get it, you know, but now you can. So there we go. Anyway, let's talk about today's passage before I run out of time. Let's talk about today's passage. Now, today's passage, as I said, I've taken it from my little mini book with audio in it, if it's you see it in the video version, or you may just see it in the pictorial version. But they're nice, they're beautiful. I love the pictures and I love the messages, and so I'm kind of sharing them as part of this particular series. And if it's audio, you know, podcast series, whatever you're listening it doesn't matter, because in any way, shape or form, you know, you can take it in. But yeah, I've always, as I said, I'll leave the download details in the description for you, and make sure that if you do think, oh, I like what she was reading and saying and I want to have a peek into that, I'll make sure it's available. You know, and yeah, you can kind of go through it yourself. But I'm just choosing some of my little favorites and sharing them with you as part of this series. And this particular one is called My Own Destiny. I do love talking about destiny, because I think that's one of the key things that most people want to know, and most people want to define, and most people want to feel that by knowing their destiny, then they know where they're headed. And it's true, you kind of do. And when I discovered my destiny, that's helped me get to this place now, being in front of you, talking to you and sharing what I know with you. But this passage, I better, because if I don't read it now, then, you know, you'll miss out on this passage. It'll be an odd episode. Let's call it an odd episode. But I don't want you to miss out on this passage, because I think it's a great one. And it says, by taking responsibility, I am an owner of my own destiny. So I'll read that again. I haven't finished it, but I'll just read it again so it can sink in on a soulful level, not the mind level. By taking responsibility, I am an owner of my own destiny. working harmoniously with all I was meant to be. And I believe working harmoniously with all I was meant to be is working harmoniously with your soul. That's what I think it is. You can leave it in the comments and let me know what you think it means, but I think it means that, you know, because why did I have a long-winded ramble about the soul and then all of a sudden these words resonated? You know, I am the owner of my own destiny. If you want to know your destiny, you've got to get to know your soul, because that is where the information lies. I'm not kidding you. That's where the information lies. Not in your mind, asking your mind, what's my destiny? Can you tell me what my destiny is? The mind don't know what your destiny is. The soul does. That's why I'm going to be getting you to reach a point in your life when you're tapping into your soul. Because your soul knows your destiny before you even got here. It's journeyed with you, carrying that information with you to gift you. But if you're not going to tap into it, you're not going to know. What is my destiny? It's within. The answers are within. You've got to tap into it to know those answers, to know these type of questions. What is your destiny? You know? And it says, by taking responsibility, in other words, stop putting this off. Stop saying, oh, I don't know, you know, I've tried all my life to figure out what my destiny was. I still haven't found it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm waking up, going to work. You know, obviously these things are important and you have to do them. But when you get some me time, when you get some time to kind of sort of tune in to yourself, take that responsibility of saying, I'm going to do this. I'm listening to what Alicia's saying and I'm going to do this. I'm going to take responsibility, because it says you become an owner of your destiny, meaning you are beginning to own the fact that you want this knowledge to get you to grips with your destiny. And I told you where that information is going to come from. Not the mind. Mind doesn't know what your destiny is. Your soul does. Because it knew it way before you even got onto this physical earth, this physical plane. It knew it. It's journeyed with you to make sure that information gets imparted to you. Because that information is something that no one else knows. Only your soul and you. When you're ready to listen to your soul, you will know that information. If you're blocking it off, which we invariably have, and 90% of the population has blocked it off, you're not going to know. You're going to do this job, you're going to do that job, you're going to take this path, you're going to take that path, you're going to work as a this and a work as a that, and you're not going to know. Because you haven't tapped into that aspect of your life or your being just yet. But it's waiting for you. It's waiting for you to tap in, and that's why I'm doing this now, because I want more people to understand this, to tap into it, to change their situation, to change their circumstance in every way, shape or form possible, and in every way they can, as they view it within their life. Your experiences, my experiences, they're different. We may have similar things. We may have gone through similar things. I've gone through a lot. You may have experienced even more on life's scale and journey and path than I have in my lifetime. Yet there may be things or aspects that I may have experienced more so than you. That's the variety of who we are. Isn't it great? Thank God, you know, That's the variety of who we are. Thank goodness. There is that variety in our life. There is that variety in who we are. One thing we know for sure, there's no one else like us. You're unique. That, you can know that for sure. Unless there's some clones out there. But even a clone wouldn't have the same life experiences as you. So, this is why I want you to learn what I'm saying so that it will work for you, not for anyone else, because it won't be pertinent to anyone else. It's pertinent to you because you're going to understand it in your own way. And I'm really looking forward to some of the comments in this particular episode, or the feedback in this particular episode, because it'd be great to hear what people are saying in terms of, you know, what they've understood. I've kind of dropped a bit of a clanger in this episode. I do sort of say, you know, wow, some people may have not been ready for it. But if you've journeyed along with me so far, I think you're ready to receive some of this type of information. But anyway, listen, take responsibility. And this isn't just with owning the realization of now I need to tap into things on a soulful level. This is responsibility in all areas of your life. Trust me, I know I focused on that, but remember, this is responsibility in all areas of your life, all areas. You know, taking that responsibility is key, regardless of the situation or circumstance, yeah? Now, I'm the owner of my own destiny. I said to you, I felt you can own it and be responsible for this type of soulful connection, then you will become the owner of your own destiny, because the soul is going to share that information with you. And you're going to understand it. I'll teach you that as we go along. But knowing this information means you're going to own your destiny. You're going to become aware, or you're going to be party to information that will unlock your destiny. Okay? You're going to get that information. I'll show you how and techniques and so on as we go along, but you be aware that you're going to know that information. Okay? And you will be now working harmoniously with all you were meant to. Because it says here, working harmoniously with all I was meant to be. So that harmony that you need to create in your life is the harmony and balance of that flow of information that I was telling you. I could say to you, it's the harmony and balance with finding yourself in a good place in your life, yes. But if you want to delve deeper, it's finding a harmony and balance between your soul, you, your inner you, your higher self, and your physical mind. Once all of those are working harmoniously, and I refer to a lot of my work as working in partnership, and I'll delve into those as well as we go on. But once you're working in harmony with these things, or working in harmony within your life, then you've owned your destiny. You've accepted it's on the way. You've accepted, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to be party to that knowledge, and I'm going to make it happen. And you will. Because you've known the way, you've understood the path of how to get to that information. And once you've got it and you're working harmoniously with it, boy, you're going to be unleashed. You're going to probably rattle on and drop a clanger bigger than the one I dropped today, innit? Oh, wow. What a wonderful, wonderful session. I really, 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 really enjoyed it. But yes, listen, you can take it from a soulful place if you want. And that's what I've shared today. But if you want to take it from just a kind of a heartfelt place, it's just like working in harmony with your heart. That's the first step. Take it from that place, okay? But yeah, if you want to take it from a kind of a heartfelt level, you can say, I understand feeling harmonious and feeling in balance. You know, even some people say, I'll meditate on that and I'll get that balance and I'll feel that balance, and that's fine. I'm taking it one step further in saying get that harmony and balance on a soulful level. By taking responsibility, you become the owner of your destiny because you understand what your destiny is. And as you take on the harmony of that state of being, then Gava, guess what? You know, your destiny is understood, it's assured. And you are given the power to become whoever you're meant to be, or to become whoever you choose to be. That power now lies in your hands because you've unleashed it on a soulful level, and then you can use your mind to manifest it. I told you, working that way in the flow of things makes you more powerful. Hope you've enjoyed that one. Thanks so much for being with me. Love to have you. As I said, do share your comments. I'll leave details in the description. If you like, you know, my work, check out my Patreon page if you wanted to support me so I can do more of this, so that I can focus on this 100%. That'd be fantastic. You know, I'd love to share more of this, and I will, I promise, I will. Yeah, as we carry on the series, I'm going to share more and more. You're going to get to know me more and more. You're going to get to understand my material more and more. And yeah, you know, you probably say, hey, I want to champion you. I want to be a part of this with you. And you can. You know, one thing I've understood, and that's why I did the Patreon thing, one thing I've started to understand is I don't need to go all this alone. I can have the support of others, or the support of those who like what I'm doing and like what I'm sharing. I can have that support from them to work in harmony. Wow, isn't that amazing? We use the same word, harmony, but working harmony together. Why not? Thanks so much for listening and watching. And yeah, really proud to have you with me. Overjoyed for you to be on this journey. And yeah, you know, I don't even know what's going to come out in the next episode. But yeah, don't forget to stick around and find out. Like, share, subscribe. If somebody needs this information, share it with them. Let's keep growing the channel. Let's keep growing as a group. And, you know, we can even call it the Soul Whisperer group, can't we? Let's keep growing as a group. And yeah, let's keep enjoying this process, keep learning from each other and making the most of our lives in the best way that we can. So hopefully you've got to grips with what I was saying today, and there's more to share. You have a lovely, fantastic day. I mean, you know, really, you have a joyful, prosperous kind of a day filled with empowerment. Hopefully you'll feel that as you leave, yeah? And I will share lots more. I'll love and leave you for now, and look forward to connecting with you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.